Hi, I'm Lin.
And I'm Leo. Welcome back to Yoga with Lin and Leo.
And welcome to our tutorial today. Our tutorial is going to be on Parsvottanasana. Now, we're going to be coming more into the classic pose today. So we have another tutorial which is really a little bit more basic. So we're coming into balancing without the hands.
Yeah, so although this is on our introductory syllabus, I would say this is for students who've mastered doing Parsvottanasana with the hands to the floor.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so join us for this tutorial. Hopefully you're on your mat. Okay, so we're just going to step into this pose at the moment without the arms in Parsvottanasana. So Leo's going to take her front leg forward and just being in this position. So if you watched our Parsvottanasana, our previous tutorial, then you'll have an idea about these hips and where they need to be. Basically, they have to be lifted, but also they have to be facing forward. Now, what I'm going to help Leo with is to get some connection with her spinal muscles. Now, just be careful with this one because we use the belt. And if you find balance really difficult, then we have to go back to the basic Parsvottanasana. So we're just going to show with this belt, taking the arms behind, and we're just going to place the arms around like this. And you're going to use this as a traction for the arms and just really in that lower arm there. You can feel how actually this really does prepare the broadness of the paraspinal muscles. And this is really good to practice even if you're not coming forward, because it kind of gives you that idea that there's more to this pose in the upper body than just coming forward. So this is going to keep Leo's arms and chest really open. As she hinges forward, she's going to be really strong in her legs and just come halfway. Yes, you see the concentration is working there. But again, we've got this resistance. So this will really help with different areas of our body, extending those arms away from you. So it's not really about getting your head down at this point. It's just about really getting that balance and that understanding of breadth and broadness across those paraspinal muscles, really key, and then coming up. All right, so we come now for our second stage. So Leo's going to take this off and fold her arms behind her back. So this is a really good option for those of you who find taking your hands into a prayer position really quite a challenging action. So Leo's going to come forward, but when you've got hold of those arms, you've got to almost pull them apart. So you can feel now, from that belt, you need to have that space. So your body has acknowledged that space and getting that really nice opening and extension, but you're trying to pull those arms away, keeping the legs really strong and straight and coming into that hinge and then releasing, coming up. So if you do find the arm actions really challenging, then you know they really are very, very challenging. So then releasing the arms, we're coming to Parsvottanasana. Now I just want to go through this because a lot of people will take their arms just straight up. If you've got really flexibility, then that will happen. But what I want you to do is to come to about here and reach and open and broaden and then go up. So it's a little bit more challenging here. So you're not going to take your hands straight into that closed position. You're just going to come into this action. So you can see Leo here. Now with that touch, you've got to broaden across the collarbones and open. Yes, and now slide those arms up. So you can see how challenging it is with the balance because the hands now go in a completely different position. That's great. So this is all got to broaden how you worked with the belt and then hinging forward. Yes, this is coming really nicely, really nicely. So you want to see that all of this action comes back here. Try not to tweak, but just to lift, and it will find its own space. That's it. So if this is a step too far, then do go back to our first tutorial on Parsvottanasana, and you'll get the basic instructions of the hip work, which are very, very important. And you can see Leo is just slowly unfolding the action and letting the head release, and then coming up. You've really got to work with the front body to the back body to come up, and then releasing. Okay, so Leo will be doing her other side when we're off camera, but we just wanted to show you these really important points of Parsvottanasana.
Yes, it is important to balance the body out. But this is a challenging pose, and it's difficult coming out of the pose as well as going into it, and in some ways it's more difficult coming out than it is going in. But you really do have to focus and concentrate, and that's one of the beauties of the pose as well.
Take it in stages, and first of all get that leg work really strong to support you, and get that extension in the front of the body, and that's what really helps to carry you back up again out of the pose.
Quite. Hopefully we'll see you again next week, and thank you for joining us today. Do remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Click on the like button if you've enjoyed it, and do leave us a comment if there's anything you want to ask us about or comment on. Thank you for joining us today. Namaste.